Who initiated that one? Was that Thomas?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, is this how you want to start the game?
Fuck. He wants people to die.
Oh my gosh, we're dead. We're dead.
Oh my
you
god.
think you can fix the tower?
Oh my god.
Well, straightening, I understand.
Yeah. This man
Come on, we have a Cylon in our party here.
Yeah.
Especially that high you guys started.
Alright, there's 3.
Well, that was Thomas's fault.
That is falling.
Well, that was just a loose one. It wasn't weight bearing.
It could have been someday. Alright, stream has started, so this is our annual Dread game, which I'm running yet again. It takes place, unlike the other two, in 1930. We have a group of professionals, or not so professionals, on a rescue mission to Antarctica. A group of explorers went down there in the winter for some reason, and a worried parent has financed the expedition to go rescue them. We have a doctor, a chemist, a meteorologist, and a guard. And for non-player, we also have a geologist and an engineer. So if you want to go around and just provide public information about your character that the others would know.
Okay. My name's Seymour Tennyson. I am a meteorologist. I'm a lean, oily-haired man. Not unhandsome and well-dressed, but often disheveled. And I think that might be it. You've heard me pull out my violin once before and play it.
There you go. On the plane.
Yep. And I play it pretty well, as a matter of fact. It's not too bad.
Alright.
I am Dr. Leonard McGruber. I am a doctor, 28 years old, and pessimistic on finding survivors.
Yeah.
I am skinny and very balding with long hair.
Very balding, but with long hair. That's interesting.
Just like...
Yeah, no, just out the back. Yeah, yep.
That's pretty much the only public information I think you guys know about me.
Good Dr. McGruber.
I'm also very much in debt. You don't know why.
God. Dark past. Thomas can go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Harry Johnson.
Call of Cthulhu character.
God.
I'm a chemist. I look like a haggard 50-year-old with splotchy skin, but I'm actually 24.
So they know that.
Yeah, I'd probably tell them, like, hey, I'm not really this guy. I'm 24.
I'm not really this guy.
A laboratory accident made me age quickly, and I've shared with you that physical contact with people harms me and exacerbates my aging.
Whoa.
Or actually, hold on, did it say that? Did I make that up?
You probably did.
Just as it harms me. Okay, so it just harms me. So I wear gloves and I avoid heat.
What are you again?
A human.
Chemist. He is a human, yeah.
He's the Cylon, I see.
Let's see. Anything else of relevance?
I'm gonna try to John Carpenter's thing.
Is there anything that anyone has written about another character that they would know?
Well,
Yeah.
mine has two people's things. I haven't written any of them because I didn't know who's what, but it asks me about them.
Yeah.
But how would I know? I'm making that up myself.
Yeah. You are providing other characters' information.
Thomas, I had a question about why do you think the chemist is hiding something? And so I answered the bulge under his jacket's left side.
So you have a bulge
Yeah.
on the left side of your jacket.
That could be like a growth of your body, or it could be something, but...
Whatever you decide.
Yep, that's... I know... Okay.
He's bulging.
Okay.
The doctor is my fondest teammate because he's willing to drink my potions.
Nice. Oh, but Thomas, you also make me feel safe because of your old face. Because I think, like...
So he's conflicted right now.
Yeah, I know you're hiding something, but I'm
Feels so
reassured
safe.
about it. Yeah, I do. Right.
Old
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. The guard thinks you seem kind of sketchy.
Me?
Like all your potions and stuff kind of just seems a little inhumane.
Okay.
But shoot. What are you?
He's a doctor.
Doctor.
So the geologist is an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of my old World War I buddy who saved my life.
Okay.
I named him Bucky, but
Mm-hmm.
and obviously all of you, my name's Ryan Stevenson. Obviously I'm a guard, but the only thing you'd probably know really well about me was I was in World War One. Like
Oh,
it's pretty
Great
clear.
War.
It's pretty clear. Like I have scars and
The great.
that you
Emotional
see.
scar.
So
Okay.
Oh, I see my scars.
It does say it's a quirk that people quickly notice, so would they have noticed already?
How
Yeah.
quick is quick? We're on this.
I wink at inappropriate times.
just why? I think he's sketchy.
There you go.
Oh. You know, I guess related to
You
that.
got like Tourette, like a Tourette type of thing.
Like involuntary winking.
We're probably all gonna die on this trip.
And
I'll eat you when the food runs out.
Oh goodness.
I guess related to that,
We should
if
go
you,
through
ever,
the tunnel.
if you ever did say anything like
It's a death
maybe
tunnel.
morbid like that, I might burp a lot when you do that.
Oh god, how
Oh
repulsive.
my god.
Yeah.
In
A lot of aliens around here. Okay, so while Mert is working on his, which I will read after he's done.
Jeez.
You've been supplied with 2 airplanes. Each has a pilot and a co-pilot. You are on the smaller plane, so it has all the passengers, as well as the essentials. So this is your food supply, which is very large. It's enough for you and all the lost team members, and is enough for 3 times longer than really what you need. So it's a lot of food. You got first aid kits, gas heaters, enough fuel for the return trip, 2 signal flares, 2 electric torches, an axe, and a portable 2-way radio.
Wireless.
Yes. The other plane is much larger because it's to hold all the lost explorers.
Yeah.
And it also has an abundance of fuel, spare parts, climbing equipment, suitable clothing, excavation equipment, medicine, clothing, gas heaters. It also contains the guard's weapon and ammo bag.
Travel without that.
Anything else that you brought along for the trip, which you can tell me now is going to be on that plane?
On the big plane?
Yes.
Outside of the stuff that our thing would contain.
Right.
I don't need much for my meteorology.
So, anything else that you wanna add?
Probably first aid supplies, unless it's already in there.
That's already on your main.
Okay.
I'm like holding my violin like on my lap, so that's on the small plane.
It mentions the chemist lab and chemicals could be on the second plane.
Good idea.
Unless you
Okay.
keep them all on your person, and that's the big bulge. It's just like your like beakers and shit. Alright.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. That is
Full of
dangerous.
liquid.
Yeah.
What's in the realm of possibility for 1930s potions to do?
Depends what you mean by potion. Do you just mean drugs?
Can I have a
Potion is
Can I have a secret?
concoction?
food
Yeah.
I mean, a
On the
concoction
second plane?
gave me.
Some like
on my
antibiotics.
on the person.
Some.
Antibiotics
That
are
depends on
invented
what
in
I
it
don't
is.
know.
I don't think so.
item? I'm gonna write you a message.
Okay.
But they had like what is what they Alaska what they take during those. That was like the early 1900s for the.
I mean, you're not gonna have a potion that makes you into the Hulk or anything.
No,
That's what
yeah,
you're
no.
thinking.
Like I'm just like you're a chemist, like not an alchemist, right? So like
I don't know.
when you say potion, you just mean like chemical,
Like
like,
Walgreens?
mixtures, like
Like some-
drugs.
Yeah.
Sounds
Probably.
like
Just-
you're a drug man.
Write down whatever you want, and I'll approve it or not.
I mean, the second question is my first alchemy book.
Never mind then.
And it's like, what's the worst thing you've done?
Sure.
All right, nice.
Well, they're basically just drugs. So like drugs in the real world, probably.
I mean, they're like oh, this thing makes your hair fall out because it's poisonous to humans, or like, or is
Could be.
Could be.
Okay, yeah, stuff along those lines. Like this is a dangerous poison. This makes you like see funny.
All right, let's get this plane ride on the road.
Heroin was pretty common back then, I think.
Mm-hmm. Opiates.
They already had the opium wars.
Oh, the heroin potion.
Almost done there, Bert.
Yep, I have 2 more.
You sound like a pseudoscientist. All these potions.
But I'm an expert in my field.
You're all a little bit of pseudoscientist,
Not
especially the guard.
Sanity.
No, what would be insanity is
It's like
taking
everyone has a question related to geologists.
Yep.
No one
Who's
picked
nobody?
geologist.
There, you can look at mine.
Pregnant.
I probably didn't make it as long just so I could get through it.
Yeah, I don't have any questions related to anybody else on mine.
Yeah, my only one that was an actual person was him, and like I said, it was a negative one. Negative.
Just can I have all these?
Oh god, he prepared a list.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Ooh, he prepared a good list.
These like just recipes I know, or like do I have one of each, or like multiple?
You can have 3 of each, but they're all on the second plane.
Okay.
You'll have to wait and see.
All right.
We are.
Brothels. Okay.
It keeps them warm in their
Yeah.
thoughts.
Of course.
What?
Exactly.
You say brothels?
Yep.
Yep.
He is your
Merchandise.
portable brothel.
Your merchandise.
Ooh, Sean.
Here, yep.
You see that?
What's that?
Miami tied up Chicago. It's 21-21.
Good. Very good.
Especially because I got a douche guy I went to high school with. He's a huge
Douche
Bears
guy.
fan. He's a huge Bucks fan and Brewers fan, but a Bears fan. So he loves 2 out of 3. Like
Yeah.
he's a season ticket holder in the Bucks.
Well, you know what Meatloaf says? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, I know. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
All right. You are flying across the world. You are in the smaller plane. The larger plane is lagging behind you a little bit.
Of course it is.
Yep. And while you're flying over the Southern Ocean, the pilot opens up the PA system. I think we should tell scary stories involving ice and snow to get you in the right mood for where we're going.
What a morbid bastard. I hate him.
Look who he's flying.
Yeah, that's true.
Does anyone know any?
I've heard they're
Well, I don't know if you know any because this is a one-way system.
Oh. They're talking about Wendigos and...
So I'll tell one.
Alright.
You know how the Eskimos hunt polar bears? They take fish bones, spine and ribs and everything, roll them into a ball. Now if they released it, it would just open like a spring. So they don't do that. They instead take some fat and put it around the rolled up bone. Then they leave balls like that where they expect a bear to pass. Bear sees the fat and greedily swallows it all. Then the fat melts in his stomach and the bone springs opened up, tearing the bear from the inside. Now they've been doing it for so long, and the bears have gone through so much suffering, bleeding from their mouths and anuses.
Whoa.
The nature started to remember all the torment that takes place there. The spirits of the bears have started taking revenge. It's said that even innocent passengers through those areas can be found dead and frozen, with insides torn from no apparent cause, and frozen blood soaking their shawls and pants. But all that need not worry you, since Eskimos live on Greenland and we're on the opposite end of the world right now.
That's right.
He gives a bit of a pause. So, in nature, in case of an emergency, gonna need at least one passenger to pass a basic piloting course.
Okay.
If I have any volunteers.
Sure.
He said it was one way. You can't hear us.
Yeah. So I'll get up out of my seat and move towards the cockpit.
Okay. Anybody else?
He's a meteorologist. He's the most qualified.
Yeah. I can navigate by the stars.
I probably will do it as well. I've been on a lot of planes.
Okay. So the two of you come up.
Yep.
And he gives you a basic piloting course on how to start up the plane, get it off the ground, switches you need to flip and all that stuff. Okay. And if you want to remember all this information, I will need a pull.
Oh, yes.
Crap.
Destabilize that tower.
I wasn't awake during them.
No. Okay, there you go.
Now never will be.
You know, let's go back on top, right? I don't know what you guys are doing.
Eventually, there's no time.
We'll have to. Yeah, we wake up.
You're building a second
Just
tower.
wake up!
Yeah. That'll always be like the number one thing I remember from
What are the straighten out
Orient
rules?
Express.
So when this thing falls, the game ends automatically?
No, somebody dies.
Oh, automatically.
Yep.
Well, not necessarily die, but
Something
there's
bad
there's a big bad thing
Yeah.
that happens. Merc,
Do
do you want to remember or not?
No. I see how well
So
his
just kind of
knowledge is.
nodding along.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, he's got it.
Yep.
Hopefully
You're good.
Ziggy makes it.
That's the key.
There, I've given myself priority now. When a guy's like hanging by my arms, I say, "I'm the pilot." And then
I will be thinking that too.
All right.
You just wake up.
You do your
All right. So after that, it gets back on the system. All right. I don't know how many of you have been to Antarctica before, but I should warn you, it's pretty damn cold. It's a lot colder than you might think, actually. You're gonna have to keep everything covered up at all times, and anything you can't cover, you're gonna want to smear with fat. Wind chill can cut to the bone, and the only way to use a toilet down there is using a bedpan inside and spilling it outside. I don't suggest taking off gloves or anything like that, because you're definitely going to lose some fingers. Oh, and probably avoid alcohol as well.
No problem.
It's unfortunate.
Touching anything with bare skin, not advised. You're going to lose some skin. But other than that, it's a nice place. I suggest getting some sleep. We'll get there in the morning.
I go to sleep.
Oh yeah, this will be the last time we ever sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody mentioned anything in their answers regarding the sleep.
Mine does
I
not.
did not have a sleep-related question.
I had a dream.
Martin Luther King.
Relevant?
Once you have a dream,
Which one?
You dream.
Number 10.
Dream.
I had a memory.
Probably not relevant.
Alright.
It will be now.
Okay, you all sleep. It's a nice, relaxing
Yeah.
flight.
You're awakened by alarms. That's a different dream.
No, you are not shaken awake or anything like that. Morning, it's about 8 a.m. or so. PA system clicks back on. Like, all right, we're just approaching the coast now, so you probably want to start getting ready. We should be there in a little while. While you're all shaking off your drowsiness, here. Fuck! And the plane starts shaking.
Oh.
And you all are lifted into the air as there's a sudden drop. And you crash back down to the floor of the cabin. And you feel the plane lurching downward.
What happened?
Pilot.
Let's get a pull from everybody.
Oh,
Unless
my.
you you don't care too much about your character.
Just allow yourself to
Just go loose.
I will pull.
Okay.
Starfish.
pull the center. Yeah. Like, you can't pull the center.
Why not?
That'll make the whole
It'll
thing
be
has
his
to
character.
fall, right?
So.
You could never do a
Yes.
pull like that.
Yeah, you
Power.
can.
It's like if this
Gotta be
just
quick enough.
fell,
Oh my.
it has to be the whole tower that falls.
No, it doesn't. Any part of the tower that
Phil.
falls is a full fall.
Yeah, I will. If I hear any wood clanking against the table,
ground, yep.
I will count it as a fall.
It's a bad start.
But you
Is there
can't.
like one-hand rules and like what's the?
Yes, one hand at a time, and you can't pull from the top or the one below the top. I think.
What's the
Does it mean
straightening
next?
rules?
Yeah,
Are you allowed to straighten while you're pulling?
I think you're only allowed to touch the piece that you're pulling.
Like trying to touch the piece. Yeah.
Well, it's just one hand at a time.
Do
So you
I
can do whatever you want
fully,
with one
or
hand.
do I
Yep.
space
Hold on.
this
So
out?
you put it on top, in the middle of those two.
Good.
You can abandon a pull, but that means you fail whatever action you're attempting.
Oh, we've never done that before.
Well, like mine, yeah. Well, I abandoned.
Because usually
being
you
the
guys
pilot.
are pretty confident and just keep on pulling. You guys aren't shit at Jenga.
Oh, so it's not like you try one, you're like, oh, this one's not working. That's
No.
not abandoning it.
Well, abandoning it's like what I did
Like
with
giving
the,
up, like, oh, I don't want to pull.
At any time during the pulling process, you're allowed to abandon the pull.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, if you think you did bad, you can.
But if it collapses because you abandoned a pull, you're still out.
The angle on your hand.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's an old face thing.
That is face technique right
Yeah.
there. Rarely seen in modern age.
That's a
whole time.
load-bearing piece.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just shove it. Give it a hard poke.
There's lots of loads being born.
I don't see any rules about straightening, so
I always
I
like
guess
that.
we'll allow it.
Because then, I mean, I've never seen catastrophic failure from straightening, but if there is catastrophic failure from straightening, that's
Yeah.
that's as bad as a fall. So yeah, because straightening will just generally allow for better towers, like more epic ones. So yeah.
Everyone pulled?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You have all avoided broken bones and serious injuries from the crash. Now, I will need a pull from everyone that wants to retain consciousness.
Dang.
Wait, should we do this like a snake draft?
So me first then,
I don't care how to do
or
it.
you first? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see why.
No, I mean, no, for the whole thing when it's like communal. It seems
I don't
like
care. Go.
Well, yeah, because the first person always gets the best chance,
Yep.
and the person going last. So does it mean Thomas is last then?
whoever went. No, Phil's last.
understand snake draft?
Oh, going back
going
the
back
other.
and
So
That's all there is to it.
Remember, you've played fantasy football. You know the snake draft,
it's true.
But when does the snake start and stop?
right?
Is it,
Yeah, exactly, Phil. Yeah.
so it's gonna go back to Phil and Phil will go twice?
No. This will just. I've only gone once.
Alright.
I'm gonna go once again.
there we go.
So now go, Thomas.
Well, that's
I'm
what I was saying.
I mean,
is
like,
if you
where
went
does the
first, why
snake
didn't it go to
end?
me?
So I started and we went
Then-
around, then we go back. It's like
So
that.
Phil and I are the bookends.
Okay.
Yep.
So you and I never go first,
No.
but we never go.
Well,
You're
unless
never
we're
last
not
either,
involved,
yeah.
unless we're not involved in the.
Oh,
Not every pull is a group pull.
This just happens to be us who want to remain consciousness or pulling.
loose. That's troublesome, but that's one of the loose ones I found.
Make it loose.
Okay. Phil?
Well,
We are already.
Would that count if the piece you're pulling on falls?
I don't.
no,
think so.
no, that would be dumb.
Oh, I got
If the
I-
falling of that piece makes part of the
Another
tower
part
fall, yeah,
fall, yeah.
exactly.
Once
Yep.
it's gone from the tower. It's
Okay.
These are
You all avoid injury. You all are conscious. Unfortunately, the geologist and the engineer die on impact.
What is it?
I want to loot. I want
had
to
a
loot
dream
their
about
corpses.
I cry almost outwardly at this because the geologist reminds me of the guy that saved my life.
the hardened World War I man.
I had a dream that the geologist
It's always
was gonna
like the
die.
veteran guys who are the first to die.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole ordeal, I've been burping nonstop.
X this.
I can't believe they're dead. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm making sure their
Play
worldly
a D&D
possessions don't go
character
to waste.
like that. Now you know a real. That actually sounds like a Phil character to play.
Okay, so
Winking at
He's,
me.
he's
you're
teaching.
looting then?
Yep.
He's
All right.
teaching karate.
You find on the geologist an unusual amount of foreign charms and amulets.
Okay. Useless. Yeah. I mean, clearly it didn't protect him, so yeah.
I'll take the amulet if I see him holding it
And-
and putting it bad down.
Alright,
You're
play
nice-
that Resident
nice to
Evil
die.
4 item acquired
Could be.
sound.
On the engineer, you find a bunch of pills, although they are unmarked.
I'll sample
I'll put
one.
those in my kit.
You gonna sample one?
He's gonna
Yeah.
take a pill.
Just some
Take a
speed.
pull.
Alright.
Pull for a pill.
Can I take the amulet?
Yeah.
I put it over.
This might be the sound when I grab the pill bottle. Oh no, not that. Okay.
I was like,
Yeah. So the pilot and the co-pilot both are fine.
oh, good. Should have been you to die instead of the geologist.
They once they crawl out of the crash plane, they
Sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
That's all. That's just-
This pill makes you.
Well, if you would have abandoned the pull, something might have happened.
Yeah. So once they crawl out of the plane, they immediately start checking for fuel leakage. And you guys watch as the second plane also hits the same air draft and also crashes.
Oh shit.
From the looks of it, about a half mile from where you are. And you see a giant plume of smoke coming out from where it landed.
We ought to go to that plane.
Any survivors?
Take as many supplies as we can from this plane and get nice and bundled up.
How far away did you say it was?
Half mile.
Yeah.
This is nothing. The day is early.
No, that's fine.
We should take only what we need. It's dangerous out there. Wink, wink.
Okay.
You guys better hurry if you want to get anything off that plane.
Could explode.
Yeah, if there's a fuel leakage, that thing's gonna go up big.
Was that the second plane that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
I start sprinting. I need to get to that stuff.
Alright. I'm gonna talk with the pilots.
So you're not going.
He's crazy, he's just running off. I'm staying right here.
Okay, they're checking over the plane.
Okay.
I start walking.
I want to ask them what their plan is after they finish their inspection.
I'm gonna bundle up and
Yeah, I was gonna say I bundle up too.
They're gonna.
Crazy.
Their intention to stay here.
Phil, did you go in?
yes,
Yeah.
I made sure that I'm equipped in snow gear.
So what did you have on that other
Oh, we
plane?
weren't wearing gear yet?
I don't know.
I didn't specify
I didn't
anything.
play with
Okay, so
I
you have nothing.
I have my violin and my secret food item.
Okay.
Yep.
secret food item.
Okay, so you guys are all on the way to the
Old
second
cheese.
plane. They tell you,
Yeah.
the pilot sort of scratches his face and... Well, we're about, 60 miles maybe from camp.
Can the plane fly again? Oh,
Are
talking
you
to
there?
Oh no, you're talking to the. Oh, you're talking to Todd Smart
Yeah,
plane. I thought
yeah.
I made it already.
Good.
I'm not there.
I'll pose him that same question though. If this plane can be made serviceable again.
You're gonna have to look over a lot more things, but
Do you need sets?
maybe we'll have to get the landing gear out at the very least, and I don't know how the hell we're gonna do that without equipment.
Okay. Do you need a salvage from the other plane? Would that help?
Sure.
Anything you can point out specifically?
Well, I don't know what's intact, but any of their spare parts would certainly be useful.
Okay. We'll be back, and I'm gonna bundle up and then go after the others.
Catch up.
No, not catch up. I mean, I'll just go at a brisk stroll.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so the three of you arrive at the crash site of the other plane. And it does not look good. It crashed much worse than your plane. So there's several large fires. The cargo is jumbled all over the place, and you can visibly see fuel sort of pooling out of the plane.
God.
Do we see the pilot or the co-pilot? Did they have any people on there, or they were just a cargo?
It was just the pilot and co-pilot. You do see them. They are unconscious.
I'll try to pull the glass. There's no door to the front. Glass shattered at all?
Oh yeah.
I try to find my potions.
He's going for potions. You're going
I'm
for
gonna try to
pilot.
pull them out. I'm gonna see if I can see either of them breathing and try to.
There, you can see they're both still alive, although they don't look great.
I try to shake either of them if I can, just to see if that stirs them.
You get no response.
Well, since I'm a doctor, I go to them along with Mert
And
I
harvest their organs.
So I can eat it today.
try to assess what sort of trauma they've incurred.
They are definitely concussed. Probably a couple broken bones.
They still have seatbelts, or
Yes.
I take my knife out and I try to start with the pilot cutting the.
Okay, you do so.
Alright. No, just cut it
Right between the ribs.
No, that's what.
Yeah.
Boom! Their life is over. And I try to tell the doctor, okay, try to pull him out if you can. And I go over to the co-pilot and try to do the same.
Try to drag them
So you're getting the pilot, you're getting the co-pilot, you're getting your chemicals. Alright, pull from everybody then.
Phil Stars.
It's supposed to be dark in here, Ziggy. That's the. Nope.
He moved all the light bulbs in this room.
Yeah. No light.
Well, the only bad thing is if you have to Jenga.
You're gonna pull it. You're gonna pull it. You're pulling it.
You've pulled
There
it.
you go.
You ignored what I said. Now you have to fix it.
Alright.
If we keep doing all the centers, we're gonna be in a must-fall
It's a little
scenario. Pretty
That's
soon.
why I
A little
pull from
low.
the sides.
Tilt it.
Yeah.
Tilt it up.
Up. Okay.
Just trying to debate. This one's moving pretty
There you
good.
go.
Get the hard poke.
Oh, I'm good.
Smack it.
Alright.
Can't use both hands.
Oh,
Ziggy, you arrive a little bit late.
Yep.
What are you looking for?
So no one's
forgot
fine.
about that.
I'll go to the rear of the plane.
Okay.
That's towel heavy.
Is there a breach?
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is like in shambles.
Okay.
And you see fuel dripping towards an open flame.
Alright. I want to just take some snow and just pile it to where the fuel had reached.
Okay.
And then I want to look for spare parts.
Okay, that'll take a pull.
Alright.
Anyone else want to try and get anything else?
My medical supplies.
You wait your turn.
One hand.
Also, our stuff that would be in our bag was on here.
Yeah, notably all your guns and ammo.
Yeah, that's what
Okay, that'll take 2 pulls because it's a big
Because
bag.
this one right here is slightly off kilter.
Right.
Oh. Back in.
Bring it in this way.
Someone's gonna die real fast.
Yeah.
We haven't even.
Usually, like last year, you guys went till the end of the whole thing before it
Oh,
fell.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's boring.
And we started really bad. Starting high up.
That was Thomas's fault.
Yeah, I don't know why the heck he started fourth row
Yeah,
He
up.
used his pencil to just,
It was loose.
and look what you
It
brought.
was really loose.
Your life is loose
I'm
now.
not responsible for this.
Your
whole
life is
thing.
loose.
So Mert's going for 2 pulls to get his
pulls.
weapon and ammo bag.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Bill, it's gonna be 2 pulls if you want your medical supplies.
2 pulls will be made
Oh my god.
after Mert dies in the explosion.
I guess if Phil goes after me, it kills me, doesn't it?
No.
No.
We don't know the
Whoever
circumstances of
pulls.
the failure of the tower.
That's all you, Phil. think the scariest thing about this game is making sure you don't kick the table accidentally once.
That's part of the tension.
If you do right, I'm blaming you.
Medical supplies are really important.
This back down.
I have 3 heroin potions. What do you need medical?
Even though he has first aid kit on the other plane, he's gotta have his medical supplies. Harvesting organs. He could die for it.
So ready to fall. Balance it back.
Yankee itself.
Oh yeah, because it's not even pushed all the way. I guess you could be straightened if you want.
The plane explodes. So, you all managed to clear the crash site before the explosion occurred.
Okay.
So,
With the co-pilot, medical supplies, my bag, and some spare parts.
yes, you got the weapon bag. You did not get the ammunition bag.
Okay.
So all your weapons have
Just
one.
they're loaded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loaded ones.
One in the chamber.
No,
Well,
but
Like
not.
the revolver
yeah.
has 6 bullets.
Okay.
Okay. The pilot and co-pilot are unconscious in the snow.
I'll carry whichever one's bigger. And my weapons. That's probably true.
I'm just gonna take the spare parts back to the. Yeah, I've got a full load here. Bundle.
The guy that's helping move, and he's just
You
got this guy with his
realize
weapon bag.
Ryan says to you, "I know you can fly. You learned. There's 4 pilots alive. You realize that, right? There's 4 pilots alive. You become more expendable unless you help us."
Oh my god! What a
Wow.
What?
Wait,
What?
what do you
Open that weapon bag.
His
You would be more expendable if he helped you keep them alive.
sure.
So
What?
What do you want?
Yeah, so why would that
What do you
incentivize
want?
him to help
What do
you?
you want me to carry? What do you want me to carry?
My weapons bag.
Alright. Can I manage the spare parts and the weapons bag?
Sure.
Alright. Alright.
Now you feel
Alright.
more secure.
Alright,
too.
carry my supplies and try to get the other pilot.
So
It's tricky.
are currently no pilots being carried, or are you carrying one?
No, I'm carrying the one.
What's your name again, Thomas?
Harry.
Hey Harry, help me with this.
Harry
Pilot.
Johnson.
Alright.
Okay. You are team carrying the co-pilot, and you make it back to the first plane. Pilot and co-pilot have finished checking things out, so they're sitting there. Glad you all survived. We heard the explosion. And I see you got the other pilot and co-pilot. Are they alive?
Yes.
I checked them again. Are they still alive?
You sense a pulse.
I tried to administer first aid.
Okay, I will need a pull for each one.
While he's doing that, I say, "Here's the spare parts."
Ah. Thanks. This should get us back into shape, but we still have to get the landing gear out.
What if we all lift?
Do you even lift, bro?
It's a plane.
I'm saying, all of us get underneath.
We can't get underneath, that's the problem. We need to pull it out of this bank. Need a tractor or something from camp.
Phil, are you just gonna leave that one at the bottom like that?
Yes. To touch it now would be dangerous.
Everything's dangerous.
Life is a danger.
You may have to not administer first aid to one of them.
It's too late.
Choose one.
You could abandon pull.
You could have been on a pull.
Never.
What would happen if I abandoned the pull?
They die.
Both of them. He got one.
Well, then the other one dies.
Yeah. You choose one's life over the other.
They will both live.
Natural selection. They will both live.
Phil would rather they survive than one of you guys.
That is true.
That
Okay.
much is clear.
Jesus, man. What the?
I think this is load bearing.
Okay, you stabilize both of them.
You can fix it if you want.
And this never straightened.
They come back to consciousness. but they're in no shape to go anywhere, so they're going to stay here.
Could have left in that plane. Saved 4 pulls.
That's true.
That's what you said.
That's how you have to sort of think.
Everyone's
yeah.
very liberal with
Yeah.
the pulling.
I'm a little saddened that I saved one of them for my ammunition bag because you never know. If I'll
I
need
saved
them.
you 4 by him.
You made that choice.
Yeah.
You don't have ammunition. You just got a bunch of guns.
So
Well,
I want to
got
look
some.
I'm
They're
holding.
loaded- they're
Hey,
loaded
Mark,
initially.
hey, I'm holding the gun bag. What do I see in there?
Yeah, you can tell you.
A rifle, 2 revolvers, no ammunition. I have the hunting knife on me still,
Okay.
but the dynamite? Dynamite?
Yeah.
That's in the weapon. So the only thing that was just the ammo,
Yep.
which
all the
was
extra
just.
ammo.
So both revolvers have 6 bullets each, and the rifle has 10 bullets.
There you go.
I want to approach you.
Okay.
Yep. I say, here's your bag.
Thanks.
Mind if, well, the way I see it, if we're getting a
Spit it out, son.
secure perimeter, one of us should also have one of these guns.
It's probably true.
So I wouldn't part you from your rifle, but perhaps I could keep this revolver to help give you a second pair of eyes out there.
All right.
All right.
Alright.
And I'll take 1 revolver. So 6 bullets.
Yep.
6 shooter.
I'm thinking you boys are gonna have to head to camp.
How far is that?
It's
60 miles?
60 miles.
God. See, if
We made it half a mile to
what's
that
like
plane.
5 hours, 6 hours.
How long did it take us to get to that plane in about a half mile away
It's
in
more
the
than
snow?
6 hours.
I just
How
checked.
fast can you
Oh
walk?
yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be like
So-
a slow jog.
So like double time
Good
of what a
job.
mile would take.
We actually have no human casualties yet.
The
Geologist
geologist.
and engineer. Don't you remember?
The ones
Don't
that
you remember
The
that?
ones that probably would have
No
had-
human.
Yes.
Those are
Or
All
NP.
right.
Oh yeah, I guess
Doctor.
non-playable.
You have a grisly task ahead of you, but it must be done.
What?
You must
You must
harvest,
harvest fat from these bodies.
Are you?
The co-pilot finally overhears and says, "Sir, it's only 2.5 miles to camp."
Oh, okay.
Which one? What's 60 miles?
That's what the pilot said, but he was apparently not paying attention.
His latitude, longitude aligns.
Okay.
Were
He was slacking off, and the co-pilot was.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
think we can get away with not harvesting these corpses.
Now that you've said that, do you have any fat? We were told that we needed to
Have
put
we
that
fat?
on any
Yeah, I
explosive.
told you that.
I'm asking the pilot.
No, I don't have any fat on me.
This is all muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm shredded.
Just
You're not
yoked.
getting my
He's
fat.
truly yoked.
I'm sure you boys will be fine.
We just make this short hike. Be there.
I guess, did we feel much of the effects of it when we walked to the other plane?
I mean, it's cold as hell, but
yeah.
not frostbite
2.5
cold.
miles. We'll get there.
Alright.
Yeah, once you make it to camp, it should be nice and toasty there. The sun's low, but moon is pretty full tonight, so you should be able to see it soon enough.
Anybody have any light on?
Any light?
Yeah, like a torch.
That was on the big plane, right?
Flash
Torches.
Torches.
Or no, those are on the little plane.
Yeah, little plane. You should have some electric torches and some gas heaters, which you might want to take with you.
We don't use those until it feels like we're gonna die. Well, maybe not quite that long, but we will not use them luxuriously.
Alright.
No, let's all live long and make a trip.
Yeah, and I assume we're nice and bundled up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I say we should probably keep. We shouldn't run. I look at you. We don't need to run.
Where would he run?
You ran to the other plane. You don't want to start sweating.
Well, time is of the essence.
That's when you
at
start
that time.
hypothermia. So
That's
let's
where you
move at a
start.
good pace. But
Okay.
you want to not be sweating if you can. Which You may think it's cold and that can happen, but that wouldn't happen, but it does.
I'm always fine.
And so you head out
He's always winking, he's always sweating,
and burping.
and burping,
Okay.
and harvesting organs.
I never did that. You wanted me to do
He
that.
did.
Yeah. Well, it was close. Co-pilot saved the day.
Okay. Then let's
Go ahead out.
start walking.
Let's go.
Okay, they point you in the right direction.
And on the polar bear story, that was somewhere else, technically, right?
There aren't any polar bears on here.
Do you have any like compasses or any of that shit? Navigation?
Yeah.
It's all up here.
Okay, I'm gonna bring a compass so we don't end up.
Yeah, you
Thomas
have compass.
pops open a potion, it's right
You know which direction
here.
to go. Alright.
It's got some metal in it, so yeah.
I'm a meteorologist.
Yep.
Yeah, he sees the stars.
I can look at anything.
He's not an astronomer.
Well, no, that comes into play.
But I know what you're saying.
Begin your trek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the wind pretty hard?
Yeah, the weather starts to pick up a little bit. Wind starts getting a little bit stronger. Temperature gets a little lower.
Mm.
Visibility gets a little worse.
That's sinister.
I call out, "You there! Hello!"
What the heck are you doing?
I point.
Do you see anything?
You see nothing.
There's nothing there.
Do I see anything?
You see nothing.
All right.
Is one of your things?
I rub my eyes, shake my head. Do I still?
You see nothing.
Okay. Sorry about that, mates.
What did you think?
You alright?
Just thought I saw someone out on the horizon. Must have been a trick of the wind.
Trick of the wind.
Yep. You know, I mean, these snowdrifts. They. Don't worry. Let's continue. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at me! Alright. You continue walking,
All right.
and eventually, in the distance, you see the edge of the camp.
We made it.
You see a number of buildings.
Nice.
By the time you come closer, visibility is quite poor, and it's already reached dusk.
Okay. So it took most of the day to get here. Okay.
We see any signs
Can
of
we?
life?
You see, you see the remains of a camp.
Oh, great.
The words are gonna change.
It looks like it was originally 6 connected buildings.
Okay.
Only 2 are still standing. And it looks like an explosion occurred here. You see the door to the first building is open. and
That's
there-
still standing.
Yep.
Okay.
And there is blood around it. And you do not see anyone in sight.
We came here initially for a tractor.
Yes.
Do we see a tractor?
8 poles. It's like, do you want to see the tractor?
You want to see it?
You
put your life.
let me check.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of course.
I mean, I'm going in that building no matter what. Shelter.
Well,
Yes,
just a.
you do. You see a heavy-duty vehicle. It's about 130 feet away from the camp.
Well,
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
we can warm up for a moment.
and see why.
Find out what the blood is.
Yep.
I wonder if penguins or polar
I
bears.
pull out my.
Oh, I do too. We're both just lethal weapon time. Yeah.
You
There
got
are
any
other
potions that do something?
Got some heroin for all of you.
All my potions do something.
Yeah, I
Make you go to sleep.
Barb throwing or potion throwing barbarian.
Yeah, exactly.
You got some scalpels or something?
Did you have another gun? Were there only 2?
I mean, I have another big. I got a rifle, but close range. That ain't doing so good for it.
Better than
It's like
somebody should carry.
I have
a rifle,
firearms
too.
and I also have a big.
This takes a little more skill though. Revolver is a little
Does it?
easier than that.
I mean,
I got a knife.
Does it?
Hunting knife.
yeah, does it take?
Hands you a knife.
Alright.
It's like, oh, you can take my
Become a man.
rifle, but that takes skill.
You couldn't handle this.
Take my knife.
I just want to know how many times he winks at me. That's the question.
Yeah.
You got another gun?
Thanks for the knife.
I trust you guys. I think we'll be okay.
Alright.
So you're approaching the first building,
Yeah.
and who's taking point?
Guard, of course.
Yeah, me, of course.
You're the guard. I'll be right behind you though.
Right.
I got the other gun.
With the gun behind you.
We should have a source of light so we're not shooting at like nothing.
We didn't have anything.
I'll hold the electric torch. Yeah,
We got
have
flashlights.
We have flashlights.
Yeah.
I'll hold the electric
You're a light man.
Do you enter the building?
Yeah.
Do we have 2 flashlights?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I have the other one?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
was
do
I
that.
don't think that was invented at the time. But
No, it
Okay.
it
just
doesn't
thought
matter.
it.
yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm inventing it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you have to do if you have a flashlight and a gun. You always have to.
You walk past through the bloody doorway,
Okay.
and you enter into a room.
Does it feel like it was still pretty fresh?
Do you want to examine it?
Yes. Like still running. Yeah, I guess it freezes probably pretty quickly, but.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting frozen pretty quick, but it's not ancient. And you also see claw marks.
Could a seal have made these?
Maybe.
I want to put my fingers in the impression of the claw
Polar
marks.
bear.
Okay, they
Thought they
look
said no polar
large.
bears here.
Did they?
Alright.
No, there's no Eskimos here.
The room
Are there polar bears?
shows signs of a severe fight. Tables seem to have been placed to bar the door, but have been pushed away by whatever they were trying to keep out. You see a lot of blood and torn clothing and a broken chair.
I'm just gonna say, anyone alive in here? If you're hiding, step out. We've come to bring help. I'm just waiting for some insane, gibbering guy to leap out at
With
us.
claws.
I figured this might draw him out.
You can shoot him.
I would put a bullet in his head if he charged me. Not hesitate. Somebody's gonna get a note. Second one to Ziggy. All right.
You're gonna see a man who's not there and shoot him.
Okay. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see anything, but I'm gonna leave the building.
Okay, you see
After saying anybody here
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
you see your meteorologist walk outside.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Be right back. Just checking something.
I don't know if it's a good idea for you to
Is
go
that a
home.
sound we heard, or is that just in the end?
I'll be right back.
Is it warm in here?
No.
I mean,
Doorway's open here in Antarctica.
Just,
you'd be shielded from the wind. That would be what, like, the only,
You also see 3 large empty gas heaters. And there's a door to the next building that is closed.
and
There's
So
no
we'll
claw
go
marks.
investigate where.
Okay.
Yep. Footprints in the snow. That's the number one thing.
No.
Alright, we go towards the door.
Okay.
Like it's inside the
Alright.
building.
Once I'm sure, like, I don't see any signs of tracks or anything, I'll head back inside the building.
Okay. You open the door?
I'll try to see if it's locked or not.
It is not locked.
You guys ready?
Got my flashlight.
Good. You got the knife. I don't know where the other guy went, but hopefully he'll be back. I open it. And one of these. This.
What do you do?
Like pushing it and stepping back to make.
You can make a pull to avoid being bitten.
Those
Let it happen.
Those werewolf voices we were hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
There weren't supposed to be dogs in Antarctica.
Or he's going for the
There
deep,
weren't supposed to be
deep
dogs.
hard.
Yeah.
I start burping over and over and over while you're closing this door.
This is really bad because this isn't straight. That's
Yeah.
not straight,
Yeah,
so
one.
it's So it's not sitting on a
I
third
know
one.
you could adjust it.
There's the weight of the world is on these two.
Those two,
Right
and
here.
the one
We're
is a
gonna
little
get-
bit to the
yeah.
side, so it's...
I don't know, but touching it
Oh
now.
man, and the weight of the world's majorly on that one there.
Okay.
Damn.
So a large canine jumps out, and the guard narrowly avoids being bitten. But it is snarling and growling at the group of you.
I stick my hand into my underpants.
Whoa. Start.
And I,
Well, burping the whole time.
no, and I pull out a revolver.
Oh, you have a revolver as well?
He was hiding it from you.
Interesting. Interesting.
I'm still burping.
Okay. Anybody else gonna do anything other than watch him pull it out of his underwear?
I'm gonna try to fire the gun.
Okay. Let's get a pull.
I mean, I don't know if it's almost better to try to go for one of those up there because the bottom that's supporting is just so.
Gap in the second row.
You gotta go. Yeah.
Last year really changed my expectations.
Yeah.
Have you done, how many times have you done draft?
Twice.
This is our third.
Oh yeah, it was.
I missed the middle.
Yeah, the spaceship.
We had the Grand Canyon werewolf guy,
That was the first
spaceship guy, and now
I forgot about the spaceship one. No, the skin changer.
yeah, it was like this fleshy, like the alien thing. That
Yeah.
it was cool.
You pulled
Did we all survive?
That was
I think a couple
that was the
of us
heroic
think,
mode.
yeah.
You got S rank.
That's why
for
I
that.
said, like,
Yeah.
it never fell. You guys
Yeah.
were really good.
It was S rank.
Probably once.
I don't think
I
it
feel
did.
like you knocked it down after we were done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because we avoided knocking it down.
Yeah,
Didn't
it
somebody
was
somebody
amazing.
sacrificed themselves, I thought. At least somebody. I thought
Somebody might have.
I know
Anyways.
that was the first one.
Phil fires his revolver.
But yeah, somebody deliberately knocked it over. I think, because you can do that to sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So okay.
The sound of the gunshot deafens you in this small room, but it does connect with the creature, the canine. It's not mutated.
I was
sorry.
making that noise.
You hit it in one of its flanks, but it is still aggressive.
No.
Keep firing.
You're shouting from the
No, I'm
outside.
not there. I'm coming back into the building. But I'm hearing gunfire now because I'm coming back.
You should stab it. Right in the head.
But you have the hunting knife.
I need a decision.
Okay, I gave
3.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay, pull.
Put the knife in me. That's what the wolf says to you. Put the knife in me. Dad? Phil, do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? Phil, I don't think you're seeing it.
He doesn't care.
He's heavy-handed.
God, he doesn't
He's
care.
balancing it strangely so that it holds.
I'm keeping it up. Keeping it up.
I know.
You messed it up in the first place.
I didn't mess it up.
What?
I want to watch
You're leaving
Dog
huge
Soldiers
gaps.
again
What
now.
do you mean
I'll
huge
stick to
gaps?
that every night.
What huge gaps?
Do you see this?
Oh, holy shit! I didn't
Does
notice
it hold up?
Of course, it's amazing.
Well, I didn't notice that, but that's.
I
Yeah,
remember
anybody
how
can
like
cause that.
when
When did that happen?
When you were pushing that
physically
Oh, just
dark
now?
that movie is for
Oh,
the
yeah.
vast majority. It's just
Oh, yeah.
it's so dark.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that.
Okay, Phil successfully pulled. He fires off another shot, which is a success. The creature lets out a loud whimper, and it's bolting towards the exit.
So is it
I
going
tried
to
to stop it with my knife.
Knife in the back.
Are you serious? Or is it? I'm just asking.
I was.
I'm not trying to make it. I'm just.
Your question.
There's a lot of joke things that are
Yeah.
said. I need to make sure.
Your question makes me think I shouldn't.
Are you serious? You're gonna do that?
What? In the spirit of the game, I was serious when I said.
Okay, you were serious. Then I will need 2 pull.
Yep. I knew that was going to be a multi-pull tier.
Multi-ball.
Yeah. That's good because then I won't have to shoot at it when it comes.
I'm just gonna
by
move
me.
this so it doesn't get hit by the tower.
Can preserve my
It's a
ammo.
fast animal, and you're trying to hit it with a knife. And I doubt your character is
Thomas,
very
you
trained.
should really just get the one that Phil like already has out for you.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
Because then you can go for a 1-tier structure on that level.
It's not load bearing.
No. There's some sloppy shit going on.
Sloppy shit.
Yeah.
Sloppy shit.
There is.
Yeah.
Like this is never gonna hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom's.
No, he's fixing it. He's fixing it.
No, I made it so it's counterweight. Gotta grab from
There's
right.
few safe pulls left at this point.
Oh.
Standing is a mistake. I don't want to be standing.
You can always abandon.
No, but he's 1 pull deep.
I can
still
still abandon.
Yeah.
One pull.
Abandoning is usually better than having it fall. But
Yeah.
for the others,
Maybe
it's
not.
better.
He's 1 deep.
There's some sloppy shit.
Yeah, there is. Thomas, what about that center one?
Oh, here we go.
The center.
Oh, he found a different one.
God, this is.
It's always scary when even putting laying the thing
well
down, you're scared.
All right, so miraculously, the chemist manages to whip out the knife and stab the creature through the throat, and it gurgles its last breath as it collapses to the floor. It was certainly pretty tough. It probably should not have been able to take a couple bullets like that and still be able to run. You all realize that it is indeed a wolf. The doctor, however, you know that there are no wolves on Antarctica.
There are no wolves in Antarctica.
What's wrong? I heard gunshot.
There was a wolf.
I heard gunshot.
Yeah, I realized it was only the one. So.
When is wolf done?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Russian meteorologist.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear or see any sign of this wolf in here?
Here it is.
You must harvest its fat.
Why is it here?
Does it look like a normal wolf? Is it like bigger than normal?
It is large. It's a large wolf. And wolves are large
Already.
normally, yeah. Let me double check if it has like tumors or something.
Growths.
Yeah,
Polyps.
exactly.
Not a tumor.
A little wolf as well.
PDF is not.
Well, is there anything salvageable inside this building?
We haven't gone in.
Are there any other wolves?
Yeah, you'd guess it's larger than normal, but you don't know if it's like. You wouldn't say it's like mutated or anything. It's just a
I'm
large.
gonna look at its
Black
paw
Yeah.
and see if that fits like the paw prints we saw in the other room.
Hand of paw.
Well, you do see a paw print in a bloodstain in the room, and you can match it up, and yeah, it looks pretty identical.
Did this dog, this wolf, kill these men? Wait, are there any human corpses anywhere here?
No,
Neither places have we seen that yet, right?
you have not seen any corpses.
So all these heaters have run dry.
Yes.
Okay. This room is completely useless except for a wind shelter. If we closed the door and brought in our gas heaters and allowed for a little smoke to ventilate, I mean, we could make this room comfortable, but...
Or why?
No, I'm thinking aloud. Let us see the other connecting building.
Do we see, and there's no more doors?
In the first room,
Yes.
there's just the one door to the second room.
And the
Well,
second
we haven't seen the second room yet.
So I'd say we enter
Yeah.
in
Okay.
and close doors behind us if we can. We can get a break from the wind.
My gun goes back in the underpants.
The
Oh my gosh.
That's a pull.
shooting off your nuts.
Dick, yeah.
All right. The second room seems like it was a study. You see 2 desks, and some cabinets.
Are We're not hearing.
You do hear that. Everything I'm playing is what you hear.
We hear
Oh
fucking
my
wolves.
God.
There's a whole bunch of wolves.
We must.
They originally were pretty distant, but you hear them.
It
The sound getting louder.
sound like it could have been wind, but no.
Someone should guard the exterior door.
we should
we
close the
close
door. We
those?
should bar that
There
door.
is another door in this room that was supposed to lead to another building, but since that building doesn't exist, it's just an open door.
Can it be
Like-
closed?
Yes.
We need to. These wolves are gonna come.
Just close the doors.
Close the exterior door.
Okay.
Try to bar it. Is there some? Is there anything to bar?
Well,
this
we can
shit?
move a cabinet in front of it.
Yeah, I'll move the cabinet.
Well, hold on. Let me grab the materials off of it first.
Then it'll be
Okay.
lighter.
You find research notes.
Alright, added to inventory. Alright, now you may move cabinet.
So there's this door to the outside. Was there another door to the outside?
There's 2 total, because there's the one we entered,
And
and
the
then
one that
we
was
can...
supposed to-
Yes.
Can we bar that? Is there anything we can?
You think we can
Replace that.
bar that?
Maybe.
Take you to the bear.
Maybe if we smell like the wolf, it will think it's one of us. I think we are one of them.
So we should rub ourselves with wolf blood.
Yes.
You did see, before you close the door, where the other room used to be, you do see a number of boxes scattered around. Looks like it was used as a storage room.
I'll check one of the boxes.
So you go outside?
No. I decline.
These are not
Alright,
mutually
I decline.
exclusive.
Yeah, okay. I want to look at the research notes.
While I move the cabinet in front of the door.
Okay.
Wait,
what cabinet?
That where the research notes came from.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
No.
What is wrong with you? We're gonna die.
I put my revolver away and I pull the rifle out.
The research
Man.
notes concern a bunch of types of rocks that they found in their excavations.
Like start a little fire and just throw them.
Oh, you don't keep reading?
No. Okay, I'll get to it.
Okay. Recent entry mentions a fossil. It seems to be millions of years old. It's an insect similar in appearance to a scarab and is located in one of the cabinets. The very last entry is from a month ago. Contains the location of the next drilling site, about 2 kilometers from the camp. They were supposed to drill there on the following day, and I'm going to write you a note.
Okay. Death note.
Yep. Just knock over the tower.
Oh god. Write down the name. McGruber. Whatever his name is. Yeah.
Whose name?
His name's McGruber. Something McGruber.
His name?
Yeah.
Leonard McGruber.
Leonard McGruber.
They won. Sean.
The Dolphins?
Miami.
They did?
Overtime field goal win in the last second. The Bears lost. Sean just getting all the
Yep.
papers.
Yeah, it's usually not a good thing.
No. We may have to take it.
What?
What? What?
What did you
What
just
did
say?
you say?
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
Noted.
for the greater good.
Okay.
So they said they had one of these fossils in one of the cabinets.
Yes.
I want to look for that little scarab.
You don't find it, although you do see another cabinet outside where the storage room was.
We should fucking toss this wolf out of here. I'll try to get to him.
You think they'll be offended?
As
No,
a warning, should we
Yeah.
present his head as a warning to the others?
Or just like if they smell him in here, then they'll be like, oh.
I've known for that to work. That may agitate them more though. They may.
So which one is it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to drag this wolf out and toss him.
We
out.
do still need to make it back to the plane.
So you're gonna open the door?
Well, we can spend the night here.
Yes.
Okay. You open the door and you see 3 wolves.
I closed the door.
Okay.
How far away?
8 feet.
There's wolves outside.
Oh, God.
How sturdy is this door? Oh fuck!
I have the rifle.
Not incredibly sturdy.
We gotta get. Break
Our
some
windows.
furniture. Are there windows too?
Yep.
Okay, so try to picture this in our head. He opened the door to what? Which building? 2 or 1?
You tell me.
So I put a cabinet in
one-
front of the one that
The
was
one you
out
didn't put a cabinet in
to,
front.
There you go. So it was the original door you went through.
I go like a long hallway type of thing, all the way into the corner with my rifle aimed down there towards that door. And
The door that we covered?
No, towards where you just opened the door. So
put
you
your
have a rifle aimed at you right now.
Keep that in mind.
Get away from that door.
We need to block it.
We need to get back to the plane. We can't just stay in here.
Okay, so how are we gonna do that? We're gonna go outside?
They're gonna have to come in here and we're gonna have to take them out.
Oh,
There you go.
I run.
So the window that was next to you suddenly
To
shattered.
him?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
And there's a wolf trying to get in.
I want to be heroic.
Okay.
I want to put the barrel of the revolver in the wolf's mouth and pull the trigger.
Oh. Wow. 2 pull.
Yeah.
This is how you make the wolf.
Shut up. That's how you very easily lose a hand.
Yep. Or a life.
Or life.
These are all load bearing. That's right.
Is this one? No, it's not.
Oh my, dude. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna come back this way.
You could just knock it down and be heroic. Throw your body to the wolves.
That's starting to look pretty good.
Wolf chokes on your head.
Oh my god, this tower is so
I'm shocked.
Choke on this
I've only
board.
been playing for like an hour.
We've pulled like at every scenario where we could pull.
It's true.
We've taken no
Those pilots
disadvantages.
that we'll never see again. We spent 4 pulls on them.
Well, you can blame Mert for that one.
Rip.
Maybe they just bite your hand off.
Should have gone for the full tower collapse.
Because that resets it, doesn't it?
No, I think any collapse resets, doesn't it, or no?
I thought it did.
I thought it did.
Well, yeah, but it's easier to rebuild if you.
Oh,
Okay, well.
Hey, come on!
the sound.
You could have just lifted it. Okay. That's my table, man. Spooky board game night. I'm bringing a Jenga tower. I'm just gonna smash it on your table.
Well,
See how you like
you
it.
set it up, man.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me see.
I misinterpreted when you said go for the full tower collapse. I'm like, alright, I'll go for the full tower collapse.
Yeah, that's what I took it to.
Yeah.
Knocking right over. Straighten it after. Just straighten it after. You can straighten it once instead of 20 times.
So what were my pulls? I pulled to stay conscious and avoid injury. And then to shoot.
Pulled to save those men. Those pilots.
No, I never made any pulls apart from those. Oh no, I did a pull to remember the pilot training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now you're the first to die.
Yep.
We're gonna get back
See
to
how
the
that
plane.
went.
I must have done another pull too. But I was pretty conservative.
Mert's wishing he remembered it now.
I have so many pilots.
Mert doesn't care about that.
Oh, we did save those other 2, those vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably come back by the time we need them.
Vegetables, yeah. Vegetable is PC.
We're gonna get out of here and we're gonna see pilots, both of them fly.
Tower is ready.
Both of them.
Yes.
What is his fate?
I'm sure it's grizzly. I'm sure it's wolf-like, I should say. Yeah.
Okay. While I describe it, I will need 6 pulls
From.
from anybody who's to set it up.
All right. Let me just do one, and I'll leave it to you guys.
Start good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get nice and low.
Well, if
Look
you're
at that.
Phil and he dies, you get the jankiest pulls imaginable. I think that was in the first game you did that.
Oh. Wait, actually, is it?
All right, you guys can do the next 5.
Okay. So, you attempt to put the revolver in this large wolf's mouth.
Yep.
But it's quite a bit faster and more aggressive than you are. So it's a very tricky action, and it manages to bite your wrist, and then goes for your neck and pulls you out through the window, where you are quickly devoured by a pack.
Can I do a 7th pull so that the revolver falls on the inside of the window?
Yes.
All right. See, I'm helping you guys from beyond the grave.
The ghost.
Because that revolver could have easily just stayed in my hand or got, just falling out from the twitching arm as I'm getting mauled. So we're at 4 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on the 5th one. Right
Yep.
now.
And then once you guys get 6, then I'll do the 7th so that you still have a 5. I actually haven't fired once with the revolver. It's got all 6 shots in it still.
Nice.
All right.
It's you now, Sean.
All right.
Bam.
This one. Nope.
It just falls.
This one.
Just falls and die.
The dead guy somehow. The revolver
Wow.
falls to the ground and shoots.
Shoots all 3 of us. in the head.
Okay, there you go. It's ready for access.
You hear very messy, sloppy sounds coming from outside the window.
This was your chance to run.
Sloppy stuff going on out there.
Yes. Screams pierce through the night.
Oh no.
Okay.
And the revolver.
Guys, just to let you know, I was a phony. I pretended I was a meteorologist.
I'm a meteorologist.
I was banned from going to the school.
Wow.
But I did want to play the violin late at night, on our first camp night. But
Never
it
happened.
was not meant to be. You only heard it on the plane.
Man, what do we do at a time like this?
I pick up the revolver quickly.
Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Well, he kills you 2 first, and then he turns it on himself.
Yeah.
Maybe Billy.
I look for somewhere. How high is the ceiling?
It is 8 feet.
Shucks. Maybe we can hide on the roof.
But for how long? The weather won't kill us.
Can we get back to where did we come from?
We
Just a
have to
plane
kill
crash?
these-
Did we just come from a plane crash?
Yeah.
Yeah. You start to hear rapid scratching sounds at the door.
What's around? Is there any materials woods?
The front door where he saw.
Sold to blockade stuff? Any blockading materials?
Well, we already blockaded this.
Blockaded one door, yes.
But the window took him.
How big are said windows?
Window took him.
How big are the windows?
The window.
Smaller than that window. Half of this, we'll say.
They're pretty small.
Did we have any actual flammable torches, or we just had flashlights, right?
Let me give you a list of what you had on the first plane.
Okay, how heavy's the wolf, man?
I will have to look it up.
500?
No.
What?
We'll still put that.
We had first aid kits,
40 pounds.
gas heaters,
Wolf could be 150.
2 signal flares, 2 electric torches, an axe, and a portable 2-way radio. Let me look up a wolf. Wait.
Call for help. It's gotta be at least 200.
You have matches?
These are larger than normal, so we'll go with 190.
Okay.
Normally they weigh 66 to 180.
Wow.
Can
40
we?
pounds. It's a. Have you ever seen a wolf?
Yeah, he's at 500. I was still
Okay, well,
closer.
that's all right.
That's like grizzly bear.
You were close.
Can
That's like bear.
Actually,
Do you
Nate-
think the
Nate
window's
is like
big
40
enough to
pounds.
throw the wolf
Is
out,
he?
or it's just more
Well,
like
that's
a,
oh, he was 38.
Head and-
38 last I weighed.
like a,
It's
you said
sturdy.
half of that?
He's built
It's a
on.
brick.
Yes.
He lifts.
What?
Do you think if I throw the wolf out, that they would be attracted to it?
Why would they be
Attracted
attracted?
to it.
Like their fallen
Fallen.
companion.
Maybe they're trying to get to him. They smell him in here. They like to protect their own. Let's chuck him out the window.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, let's do that.
Like they might get scared if we kill off like one of them.
Yes, let's check them out the window.
Alright,
Let's throw them out the window.
throw the windows in morning.
Okay. Give me a pull.
I have a different idea, but I think that's the
Do
first
we
one.
have hammers?
This is the time for actions.
See, all those things I asked you about, if you wanted to have on in the plane or whatever, now is the time.
Grenades.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I do have. That was my point of dynamite.
You don't have.
Okay.
You have one stick of dynamite. Right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is there like a dresser or like
All right.
anything big?
So I
like
pick this
furniture?
thing up and throw it out that
There's
window.
cabinets, desks. That's it. The muscular guard lifts the wolf carcass as blood sprays across the room, and he cleanly tosses it through the window.
Any reaction from the wolf?
Do we hear no wolves?
You
now?
hear more howling.
Let's move this cabinet from the window if it's tall enough.
Well, yeah, you'll have to move it from the other room, but yeah. There's multiple windows, but one of them has been shattered in, yes. The front door starts to sort of shake a little bit, as if something is smashing into it.
God, there's not enough time. Let's try moving this cabinet in front of the door.
Carry the cabinet to different spots as the wolves try to go through each one.
How long of time do you think it's expired as that wolf's been messing with that door? 30 seconds? A minute?
Messing with the door.
Yeah, like, because you said originally it was scratching at it, but now it's starting to actually, like,
Right.
push it in.
It's been pushing for maybe 10 seconds.
Oh, so pretty, okay. Because I'm just imagining how long it takes to move a cabinet.
I'm gonna pull out my
That's
gun.
my only thought, so I'm gonna
We should shoot through the door at
try to
them.
move it.
Okay, you can start moving the cabinet.
I'm with him. He wants to shoot at the wolf through the door.
So use your rifle. It's stronger than a pistol.
Okay.
If you have the skill for it.
I won't require a pull for that. You're just shooting at a door. You do hear a whimper after a few shots, so you definitely hit something.
So 2 bullets.
However many you wanted to shoot.
I mean, I'd start with 1, then 2.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
So at 2 you hit a whimper. Do you keep firing or no?
We should fire anymore if we need to.
But a whimper wouldn't be... 1 more.
We just
Okay.
need to discern.
3 shots.
3 shots.
Just need to dissuade it, not destroy the door.
The whole building starts to shake a little bit.
God, we can't lock this whole building with a cabinet.
Okay, what's the ceiling made of? What's the walls made of?
These are like it's not wood.
Is it
Plaster? Or...
Yeah, it's like metal.
Metal.
It's not it's not an incredibly durable building.
What can we do? Do we need
I
your
told-
dynamite? Your dynamite is our best judge. We should have stuffed the dead wolf with
I
dynamite.
had that thought, but they didn't. I wanted to see first if they'd go to it.
Yeah, but then
what do you do if they
do?
We were just trying to scare them away. We could just chuck it out the window.
You did already, didn't you?
Chucked out the wolf, chuck the dynamite. Are you trying to scare it or kill these things?
Kill him.
I know. How are you going to gather them together? Sounds like 2 are eating the meteorologist, and 1 is scratching at the door. Well, I don't know, did it keep scratching after I shot? Has it gotten quiet that way?
Well, the whole building is shaking now. There's a pack of them.
There's more than 3.
Yeah. The 3 number was only when he opened the door and he saw 3 of them.
The whole, so we feel it coming from every direction?
The walls are shaking.
Is there any furniture besides that cabinet?
2 desks and some cabinets.
I'm gonna stand on one of the other cabinets.
Is there any
And
openings
just
we
whimper.
a skylight?
No skylight.
And this building's shaking.
Hold on, I wonder if we can make a hole in the ceiling.
With the dynamite.
I'm gonna count down from 10. 10, 9,
Oh,
8.
can I fit any of the cabinets?
What?
Can I fit one of the cabinets?
In one of the cabinets? No, these are like filing cabinets. 7, 6, 5,
I'm gonna stand on a desk.
4,
I'm going to.
3,
I'm gonna
I
vomit.
have both. My revolver's out.
1.
I got my revolver
Okay.
out.
And I throw the dynamite.
Where?
I shouted them to go as far to a corner, so if with hopes that enough of them come to where I throw it. Like, so by the door.
I hope they all
threw it indoors.
What? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need 3 pulls from everybody.
I'm crouched on
The
the
best
front.
part about being dead is you don't have to pull it.
How are the 3 done? Like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Yeah, I think that's
However
right.
you want to do it.
I'm gonna do mine in sequence so you guys die more likely than I do.
He made that decision.
He made sure
The
to.
dynamite definitely exacerbated the problem.
Oh, I believe it.
I feel like, in fairness, Merchant pull last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It should be hardest for him to dodge his own dynamite, unless he's chucking it at us.
It's always harder to dodge your own death.
Ooh, I
Straight from
saw
a B horror movie.
a tangible shift in the Jenga as I pulled that one.
Great.
I like this ambience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the wolves are gone.
Is that what you said?
Spoopy.
Oh, spoopy.
Spoopy. Spoopy.
Thomas is gonna get us killed.
We should have. I don't know. We should have.
We all deserve to die.
I should have never come to this building.
We
Should
should
have
have
gotten
got
the
the
tractor.
tractor.
Should have never come
We should have gotten that tractor and went straight back.
That's just the classic.
That's just classic horror. We should have got it. Why did we do this? Terrible.
Yeah, Bilbo grabs the ring, or he's lunging for it. Wolf notes being distributed.
Just in case.
He hands me one. You are the wolf.
It's a nice twist.
You become wolf.
These are the researchers.
Wow. You just ruined the whole story, Phil.
No. That. No, it all ties to that scarab beetle thing that went in somebody's brain.
Yeah, I made him a wolf.
If I would have found that like in a little glass vial, I just would have shot it immediately.
Smash it.
But no, it was too late.
Alright.
Everyone pulled?
Everyone tripod, didn't they?
Okay.
Yeah.
You all survived.
Oh my goodness.
Somehow. So yeah, the building collapsed.
She dynamite.
From the wolves shaking it down. And then the dynamite exploded. So you did kill a number of wolves from the dynamite explosion itself, as well as flying debris.
Nice.
And you all managed to basically get flung from the area into some snowbanks with minor bruises and cuts and things like that, and no grievous injuries. The rest of the wolves dash off into the night, and you are left at
Let's
the
get the
destroyed camp.
tractor,
Get the tractor.
like I said in the first place, and get back to the.
You gonna run to the tractor?
Yep.
Once we.
Does it start, you think?
We'll
We're
find
gonna
out.
find out.
Hurt?
I
If you
figured.
can read that in this light. This is a bit in the distance.
Okay. How
You
far
want
in the
to
distance?
resist, you have to make a pull.
Is it urge to
Is
kill
it
you?
like
Or just kill Rising. That's what he tried with the dynamite.
I
It
think
didn't
I-
work.
I think I have to pull where we're at now, but oh man.
to resist? To resist? Is resisting like
You
one
don't
of
know.
his brothel
You don't
women
know.
in the
You don't
distance?
know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know because he's resisting it.
None of those are good.
Remember
None of
the
those
power
are
at this
good.
moment would mean. About to find out. It's never gonna fit.
Just never gonna fit.
Nope. It's dead coward.
What moved there? So, as long as.
It's some shit.
That's some shit.
Alright. That is I mean, this is just waiting to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
waiting to die.
Waiting
yeah.
to die.
This top, some sloppy shit going on here.
Phil.
Can I look at it?
What?
Can I look at it?
No. That's what you get.
We gotta get to that tractor.
Okay, so you resisted.
Start.
We'll see if Phil wants to pull to resist.
I howl at the moon.
There you go.
Oh no.
Ow!
I put my revolver. Are you burping now, son?
I'm afraid
Of what?
that gun
Why? Yeah, obviously.
and the wolves.
Why are you howling?
I just had the feeling. Maybe it would help.
Do you have any scratches on you?
No.
I've heard of strange things,
I've heard of strange things.
strange places.
I've heard of strange things.
Maybe I have something to calm him down.
He just shows him. Here, Phil, drink this.
You
Drink
hear
this
some,
hydrochloric
I
acid.
like it.
You can hear some wolves in the distance answer his howl.
Oh.
See the
Call him off.
Ow? Call him off.
Where-
Go away, wolves!
That's
Fuck
not how you
off.
call him
I
off.
think he needs to drink.
Are we
Show
getting
Adam which drink we're taking.
are we getting this
Yeah.
tractor or not?
We
Yeah,
are.
let's get to the tractor.
Let's just get to the
Yeah,
tractor.
let's
We'll
just
talk
get
about
out of here.
howling and wolves.
Yep.
And that.
If those wolves show up again, I'm pushing you at them.
Why?
Because you're their kin now.
Since what?
Instigating.
Since you just howled.
I figure maybe it'll make them more friendly to us. We howl, they howl. They'll think we're wolves, which we aren't. We're
That
men.
revolver better stay in your underpants.
Okay, you make it to the tractor.
I'm keeping a gun on.
Can we
Try to start it.
start it?
No. It seems the fuel's frozen.
We
How
have
the hell are we
we
gonna
have
move a
space
tractor?
heaters.
But they're like empty.
Are they?
No, those
We
were in the
brought
building. We had
yeah,
gas
ours.
heaters.
Yeah, do you want to try heating it up?
Yeah, let's like
Alright,
put it
let's
next
do
to the
that.
fuel tank or something. Try to fuel up.
Yeah, but it's whole.
Alien shit.
Let's do it. Let's
We're gonna
heat up
try to heat
this
up
gas
the
and
gas
Okay.
tank with our heaters.
You get to work. It will take some time.
Okay.
You should be looking out in the distance for the wolves and not for me.
From those affected, I need another pull if you want to resist or not.
Oh, you in mine?
Ow!
Phil and Mark.
Don't pretend.
You know he's gonna put a
wanna-
bullet in your head if you do it again.
I know. I should be like, I don't want to die.
I should give you guys potions.
Some real good potions.
Crap.
Somehow.
Fast
God,
acting.
that's such a shitty tower, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the leaning tower of Jenga.
Leaning tower of shit.
Dude, that top half is about to die without straightening.
Well, I know, but I don't know how you. I didn't want
You
to
see
straighten
that
it.
crooked one?
This one?
Oh, no, below it. The one piece. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what you can't. I don't know what you straighten. Like, I guess you could, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the bottom safer somewhere? Is there something?
This
that's-
isn't even touching the block above it.
It's not even touching the block above it. That's impossible.
There's-
It's not though.
There's so
Look at
much weight on these.
Is it
look at that! It's
pure-
bleeding.
You got a perfect one, Mert.
You're right,
Yeah.
Thomas. I see
Grab
it.
this one, Mert.
That's
I see
right.
it.
I'll just.
I don't see
I'll
it.
No, it's
on
right
my
here.
next pull, I'll
It's
get
right
it.
here. It's perfect.
That's not the one.
It's right here.
Oh yeah, that one.
The one that has nothing. You're talking about this?
Yeah, it has no support under it. There you go. It's not being used anyhow. What's the worst that could happen?
I guess it's true.
What's the worst?
The worst that could happen is he dies.
If he dies. He
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
Where it was like.
There's a real-time timer going on.
Alright.
Oh my
They
god.
both resist, but you see two wolves sprinting towards you
I try to
through the
start
snow.
the tractor again.
It's
How close?
stuttering.
I
How
pull.
close are they?
Shoot the
The
wolves.
wolves
Shoot
are
'em.
about 50 feet.
I
I
pull
take out
my
the
gun.
rifle.
Give me a gun.
Okay.
I throw you one of my revolvers.
Alright. Give me a pull.
Both of us?
No, just for the rifle shot.
Oh my gosh.
This is all fucked up.
Yeah, it is. Shoot. Now if I choose not to,
Then you probably won't shoot. They'll just arrive and kill us.
correct.
Wolves are nasty, man.
It's just going badly.
Where
Am I
have you
allowed to
done?
move this like that, or is it got to be like?
If you're using one hand, you can make
Yeah.
any touches to the
Whatever
tower.
you want
that
to do with
want,
one
yeah.
hand.
So at least if you straighten it on there, I ain't gonna make it any better. But this piece is like, it's.
Oh, Mert.
Oh,
Mert, you
Mert.
might want to sacrifice.
I'm gonna sacrifice either way.
No, that's not either way. You either choose to or you don't.
Oh my
It's not
God.
necessarily Mirth the one that dies.
Yeah. That's true, because he's just taking a shot.
Oh, it's gonna go.
Bert, what are you doing, Bert?
Ah!
Yeah, but I moved this. Am I allowed to move this back?
You have to.
I think you can move this using a piece, but not with your
Use one
finger.
hand,
Yeah,
man.
right.
Bert.
What if you got a clean shot? Clean shot.
Did get a
Bam.
clean shot. Hits it in the shoulder, and it stumbles and trips over.
I slowed one down.
Yep. The
You
other
guys
one,
gotta shoot.
A two will fire.
I think it's only a matter of time until it falls. At
All
this
right,
point.
Phil, give me a pull.
Time to throw it.
Your burping might upset the wolves.
You're howling. Ooh. I said one of those bottom pieces has to be not feeling like any pressure. I just couldn't find it.
We're
I
all
wouldn't
feeling
say that it's
pressure.
not feeling any
I know,
pressure.
but not as
all
much.
feeling pressure.
Yeah.
Why did he smash it on there? Okay, well done. You don't kill either of the wolves, but you do scare them off. And finally, the tractor starts.
We gotta get out of here.
Let's go. I grab the heater.
Leave him behind.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm firing.
I started moving.
Is the tractor big enough for all of us to stay get on?
It's like,
Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's
It
do
could
it.
hold 4.
Do we remember where we came from?
I was
I
carrying
would
a
hope so.
compass,
Yes.
and I was.
How could we not?
I
So
know.
it must be
I'm
the
asking.
opposite direction on the compass.
Okay.
All right.
It's probably like
Who's driving?
It's probably footprints. Probably me.
Well, it's dark out. I don't know if you. But I've got the compass. I
Who's
saw
driving?
which direction we were coming when we got here. We just go the opposite direction.
Okay, that's what you tell him. I keep my rifle in hand. Oh no, he's right anymore.
I put the gun back in my pants. Keep it warm.
Shove it in your pants. Shove it in your pants.
It's just reliable. This music is like. It's kind of like I'm exploring an alien planet rather than like
cool.
war right now.
Maybe you are on an alien planet.
Antarctica.
Do you pull the resist or not?
Yes.
Ow.
The wolves are people. The wolves are people. This is shit. They only act about each other.
Oh, it's very much.
Just give it a quick, insistent tugs. We'll get it out.
Really like sporadic movements.
And when you put it on top, make sure you do this.
Slam.
Make sure it's secure before you really lay it down.
It's real bad, Thomas.
It is real bad.
It's real bad, Uncle Puss. Take me back to the farm. Take me back to the old swimming hole, Uncle Puss.
Sophie in a dread game would be good.
Oh yeah.
Alright, that was not moving. I'm like, you did.
You gotta limber up.
Limber up.
Cause floor vibrations.
Yeah, Mert's gonna. Oh my goodness.
Unreal.
Whoop. Whoop.
Whoop.
It's too good to
Okay.
be.
That was to resist a urge. Alright. You continue on back towards the crash site. You all see glimpses of wolves following you on the edge of your vision. Visibility is poor. It is very cold, even inside the tractor. And the wind is howling.
So much howling.
But
Such how much wind.
you do eventually see the first crash site.
Okay.
And you do not see anyone there.
Of course. Goddamn pilots.
Are they like in the craft?
Not from what you can see.
Gruber, jump out and go check.
Oh, like we're
Are
looking
we
in
there
from
yet?
out.
Or are we still far away? Like, are we at
Yeah, you're
crash
talking
site now?
just from driving up. We don't
You
see
are
anything.
pretty much there.
Okay, I'd like to go inside.
You're gonna step out of the tractor.
Yes.
Dog's barking.
Okay, you do so.
There's rattlesnakes here.
That's what it sounded like.
You can hear wolves are pretty close. They've been following you the whole way. And what are you're going inside the plane?
Yes.
Okay.
What did we want this tractor for?
I will be nice and I will tell you. You needed to pull the plane out of the bank, snow bank, so you could get the landing gear up. Or
Yeah,
down.
I knew that.
Yeah. Okay, inside the plane you see nobody. You do see some blood though.
I peek out and say it's empty except for blood.
We're gonna have to fix this plane ourselves. Quick, hook it up to the tractor.
Okay, I'll work from in here.
Are you inside the plane?
I'm inside.
Are you gonna help me?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we're in the tractor. I don't think you need help in the tractor,
I
technically.
mean, to hook up, because we want to use the tractor to pull out the plane,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
somebody has to hook up
Well,
the plane.
I'm gonna have to get out. Okay, to the plane.
Okay.
So I do.
I'll watch from.
Alright, so you're pulling some cables from the tractor
Okay.
towards the plane. And in your peripheral vision you see a wolf sprinting.
At me.
Yes.
Are they hooked up or I'm still in the process?
You're in the process. You can knock over the tower and, hook up the cables while the wolf mauls you if you want.
That's a hero.
That is a hero move.
It's also
Or you
the
can
only
just
one.
pull one.
Well, my nervousness is my mind's flashing between hooking this thing up, seeing that, and realizing nobody else learned how to pilot this plane.
Including you.
But at least if I pull them out, they stand a chance. Right?
He's never gonna answer that question.
No, I know. I'm saying that to
Are
us.
you our best chance? Because you at least watched.
You at least listen to
You at
someone.
least watched someone.
That
teach how to
is
do it.
true.
You didn't pay attention,
Through
but-
luck, you might be able to find the plane.
I remember this. He is the only
You
one.
see me going to him, like, because I'm looking at him, and I go,
You hear that, Bert?
You need a decision. Or I'm gonna walk over there and knock it down.
well, if I say I'm gonna try to keep hooking, is the thing just knocked down immediately? If I choose to knock the thing to hook it up,
Choose what you will do.
like I don't get to
Yeah.
pull,
Tell me what you're going to do.
keep hooking the thing up.
Okay.
So then auto just,
He's not going to tell you what the
well,
consequences
no,
are
I'm
before
saying
you choose.
I don't even get to pull. Is what my
You
question.
don't react to the wolf at all.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know. Does the hooking the thing up require two hands? Can I shoot and try to connect?
No.
That's my point.
Okay. So you keep connecting, and the wolf pounces on you,
All right.
and it begins shredding your back with claws. You see this. Do you want to do anything?
You see him like, ah!
Yeah, you hear him screaming as he's trying desperately to connect these.
I'll shoot the wolf.
Okay. Give me 2 pulls.
Yeah, because you risk hitting him.
You should have just knocked the tower over.
You could.
You could.
Because if I hook
There's
it,
always an option is choosing to.
well, if he knocks the tower up down, is it different than choosing to knock the tower down?
Oh yeah.
They
yeah.
are different.
Oh, they are different.
There's a heroic sacrifice and there's a
And
fuck
just-
up.
Yeah. I felt the wood shift.
Yeah.
Could he
That's
still,
what
because he has two
Sloppy
pulls,
shit going on.
could
You had to say that. He tried to like cradle it in his arms. Like,
No,
my child.
Okay, so that was a fuck up.
He's gonna shoot Mert in the back of the head.
Yeah. You shoot Mert in the back of the head.
Oh my god. Oh, so I'm still alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're just.
Relax.
And the wolf's loving me now.
He's
I'm now not struggling against him anymore.
humping your leg. Yeah.
The cables were connected though.
Alright, Phil's just watching in
You know the
horror.
best part? It's like the best part about that was
It's funny.
my own revolver killed me.
If
in
Phil,
Yep.
if Phil was watching that, it looked like Thomas just callously
Yeah.
killed him, like to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, but
like,
it's like
I'm not gonna
distract
let
the
this
wolf.
Greater good. Greater good.
shot.
I'm
Greater
not gonna let
good.
this wolf torture him.
You know about the only thing that Thomas has to deal with now? You're
It's
in the
him.
tractor and not in the plane.
Yeah, Phil's in the best position. But we got a fresh tower.
So after I see the gunshot, I'm gonna try to figure out how to start this plane.
Okay. You go into the cockpit. You see the front windshield is broken,
Oh shit!
so it is open to the cold night air.
It's exposed. And this tower isn't even gonna be ready because we're gonna need to do pre-pull.
Yep. How many pre-pull?
I believe it's 9.
Well, hold on. Don't start pulling yet, Thomas. Let's get it set up.
And then I will need a pull from Phil to see if he's lucky enough to figure out the.
Oh, just flipping
the
switches
ignition
everywhere.
sequence. Yeah.
Where's the key?
All right.
Where's the
I
key?
think. Is that looking good?
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll just
Where's the
start
pull
getting our
start on
greedy
this thing?
hands in here.
You can't.
So these pre-pulls need to be evenly distributed as possible between Thomas and Phil, because if it does collapse during the
Okay.
process, they will die.
Wow, he already got a single stack.
Thomas.
There's still no word from Studs whatsoever
Studs about what?
This.
about this.
Oh,
Why did he ask last night?
I don't know.
He asked last night.
You want to make a
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you.
He said
you don't
Dread
take
is
any other
tomorrow
way
at 2
besides
p.m.
cash, do you? I have it in the car.
And he never said another
yeah,
thing.
you're
Was there a
right.
question mark on that?
I mean, I could PayPal.
It's sort of like he was just confirming.
Confirming that he didn't need to be anywhere.
I never know.
He said, so Dread is tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't know, maybe he died.
So Jennifer, are you joining Studs? Nothing.
Nothing. That's
3.
so one of you is gonna have to do one more than the other. Well, it probably should be Thomas because Phil has to do a poll to try and remember or try and figure out.
Well, this is the.
He's trying to figure out the ignition
So
sequence.
this is the 9th pull. Tom did 495 here.
Okay.
Half of everything is luck, Phil.
Okay, and now we need
Hopefully I can.
the 10th pull.
Boy, he's just testing.
Maybe.
Okay, that was 10.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you figure out the proper ignition sequence, but you see that the fuel is frozen.
Start pulling on the plane.
Okay, so while you're in the cockpit, you see the tractor moving backwards and the plane lurches out of the snowbank.
Right now, I'd say anywhere between 40 to 60 people. Yeah.
I think we're screwed, Thomas.
Get out that space heater.
I think aren't planes fuel tanks in the wings?
You'll have to go outside.
Okay, I'll go outside look for the fuel tank.
Okay, you see it.
Okay. Try to heat it up.
Okay, set it up.
Okay.
There are 2 wolves closing in.
Pull out the gun. Well,
I'm still occupied.
You've pulled out the plane, so you're just sitting in the tractor.
how far are the wolves?
35 feet.
I shout, "Get in the plane!" and I start trying to turn on the heater.
Okay, you turn on the heaters.
Do I have to run directly through the bolts to get to the plane?
Not directly, no.
I just will try to go with the plane.
And if I have time, I'm gonna try to start shooting the wolves. I've got like two bullets left, if any.
2 bullets. That's all you need.
One for him.
Yeah.
One for you. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 bullets from Phil, 1 bullet from Thomas.
What?
Is he doing some sloppy shit?
The sloppiest I've ever seen.
That's what Phil does.
Phil, this wall is pristine. Look at all this
Nothing.
That's what
untapped
Phil does.
virgin blocks.
Sloppy shit.
There's not a concerted effort to like make the tallest tower possible.
No, it's a
Oh
concerted
my
effort
God,
to
he's
die.
gonna Die already.
No one's
Concerted effort.
Reap what you sow, Phil.
Can I make a heroic sacrifice?
Of course.
At that point,
I think I could do it. You think I could do this?
Yes, it's a
the
baby
thing is,
tower.
how many poles?
I mean, that particular one.
Oh my gosh!
Why?
What?
it's not out yet.
There's gotta be at least one.
Now, if you're gonna make a heroic sacrifice, I need you to actively knock it over yourself. If it falls because you're pulling, that's not a sacrifice.
I'm just gonna sacrifice myself.
Just lightly.
Kind of gently would be.
Yeah. That's what you builds.
Okay.
My gosh.
Soul survivor.
Let's set it up one last time. He does make a heroic sacrifice for you, so you see him fire off a couple bullets. He takes down a couple wolves, and then he sprints off into the night, howling.
Oh, of course.
So that some wolves chase him, and you make it inside the cockpit.
Alright. Does the plane start?
Well, I'm gonna need the same poll that Phil made to figure out the ignition sequence.
Plus the initial 12.
Well, I think there were better.
So yes, it's gonna be
pieces
12.
of
And
Probably,
you
yes.
are gonna
Yeah.
make a 13.
This should be a good tower.
How's your fantasy going this week, Sean?
I'm not that great.
I'm on bye, so it.
Yeah.
This can be straightened.
It's gonna be rough, Thomas. You're gonna have to Jenga like you've never Jenga before. You are acting as both pilot and co-pilot with no pilot
Rivers,
experience.
despite
Oh,
them
boy.
scoring 38 points, like despite San Diego scoring that many, scored very
I feel
low.
some loose
I would have been
pieces
better
already.
with my caveman this week.
It's gonna be easy.
So after you make 13,
Oh yeah, luck
Yep.
did.
He did
I'm
better.
going
You
to
know,
need,
3.
I'm gonna need 8 more.
13 and 8. How many?
So it's a total of 21 from the fresh tower.
21 pulls.
To succeed in this life.
All right,
Wants to
Thomas,
survive.
get ready for the single player campaign.
But hey, I'm giving him a chance.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling him. You don't have to worry about Phil
That's true.
sabotaging this.
No
is all you.
sabotage.
This is
It's a
a
clean-
pure Thomas Tower.
It's a clean
Yep.
slate.
Pure
Yeah.
Thomas.
And we're all rooting for you, because then you can bring horrifying stories back to the rest of the world.
That no one will believe.
Yep. And then they'll inter you in the asylum. Yep.
Rest assured, there was some supernatural shit going on that none of you really.
No.
Delved into.
Yeah.
Because you were supposed to go to another
The
excavation
wolves
site,
were enough.
but that's really meant to be spurred on by the geologist and by the meteorologist.
Ah, yes.
But he died before he really mentioned it.
So that's 3.
You've read the book
Because I had,
and then
I
died.
had dreams.
Yeah. That's what all the visions and the urges were, was the supernatural stuff. And that's what brought the planes down in the first place.
Yeah.
And the wolves were a little supernatural.
Well, yeah, because there's no prey.
Thomas,
for
did
them
you
normally.
see that? Look on the back.
You
of
have
the
a
tower.
floating piece.
Look on the back of that tower. That was a near.
It's a floater.
Near
There
fall.
you go.
What is that, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is where it began. This layer. Yeah.
It looks like Sean Crabtree's trying to help you make a comeback.
I know he needs to crab more trees.
I mean,
Do you get a
11?
second one?
no, but 11 points, good for.
Well, it's pretty good.
It's another
Yeah.
7 minutes in the first half. You need Hunt to probably have a really good game
Yeah.
against New England.
7?
Man, she's me from last year. She's got both Hill and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Just Kansas City love.
She's me from last year.
That's a murder quote right there.
Yeah. She also has Le'Veon Bell. That's unfortunate.
Is that 8?
think that's 8.
Yep. You're almost halfway. And like 3 more.
It's a
It's
lot of
gonna get
pulls.
trickier.
Dude.
It's actually a lot.
Thomas is smoking Scott though.
He's
Smoking.
Smoking him.
Oh, this is.
Jeez. What number you on?
9.
Yep.
I've almost done the initial 12
Yeah.
just to get started. I haven't even resumed play yet.
Yeah, this is just setting the thing up.
Yeah.
My gosh. Well, Thomas, if you do this, you're a champion among men.
You would be the Jenga master.
10?
Yep.
So this would mean he survived like every dread scenario.
Yeah, see?
The only one to do so.
Yeah.
I'm usually the first one to die. Oh man. Except like I want to be heroic. Those are my words.
Too selfless.
Yeah.
Your last words. I want to be
Not so
heroic.
much selfless as just being cool. It's like the temptation.
12.
It's 12.
Alright.
It's over the halfway point.
Thomas, do you think this one's load bearing? You can create a nice thing. No, below that.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Play
Yeah.
is
Oh,
resumed. Let's see if he can start the plane.
Start the plane, eh?
Homer Simpson would be able to
It's
start
been
up
started.
that
Plane has been started.
I've tried getting this thing off the ground with no prior experience or knowledge.
That is correct.
No problem.
Give it a quick tap.
Just utter luck, really.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
We'll see. If you don't have the pilot course, it doubles the number you need to pull.
Oh, that's why.
Yep. So ordinarily he would just do 4. But you guys all scoffed at that pilot course.
It's like, I don't even want to stand up for this. Is this valid?
Sure.
Yeah, because it wasn't. These are the 2 illegal rows right
Is
here.
that 14?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is
Yeah, 15.
15.
So 6 more only.
2 more rows.
You're starting to get lift off here.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming back to you.
Oh, coming.
Oh god. This one's so hard.
Just
Quick, forceful.
because the weight is transferring to the other 2.
Oh my goodness.
That was a really slow pull, but that's what was needed.
That's 16.
5 left.
Alright. 1 more and you actually get the plane off the ground.
Whether or not you pilot it.
Yeah.
Gonna have some fun wind chill too.
Thomas, you got some freeze. Oh, there you go.
Okay. You are off the ground. Let's see if you crash back to the ground.
So he needs 4 more.
4 more.
One punch.
Save that one for later.
Oh,
If they shift, then I'll be glad it's there.
Okay. I've never done this, so I have no idea.
It's only me playing him.
Hopefully next year somebody picks up the slack.
I'll play with Talk Birdman instead of Chunky.
That's terrible. I know.
Here we go.
Lumberjack campaign.
Like only if it were a lumberjack dread scenario would that be appropriate.
Yeah, and that would be odd.
Yeah. Sit.
3 left.
Nice.
Got a freebie on the bottom.
Freebie.
Yep.
Show me.
I thought about not doing the questionnaire and just having you guys play yourselves in a scenario,
Yeah.
but I couldn't think of a good one.
Yeah, it's a bit tough.
I like the questionnaires. They're fun.
Yeah.
It does add something like
when I eventually do my medieval dread, you'll have like the crusader, the priest, peasant, merchant, like nice medieval tropes, you know. Crusader will be haunted.
Everyone would want to be the crusader.
Well, yeah, because he'd be haunted from the massacre of.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, it'd be lots of good backstory. But the priest, that's a lot of power. You just be like, I condemn your soul to hell, and be like, you gotta take some pulls, or you're gonna start shrieking. Yep. Yeah.
Thomas's character killed his wife.
Yep. The blacksmith. Yeah.
No, I mean.
Oh,
this
that character.
chemist.
Yeah. Did he have her head under his jacket? Is that what the bulge
No,
was?
I don't know what that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, my character was terrified of dogs.
That makes
Oh,
Being
my
attacked
sense.
as a child by dogs.
Uno mas. Can he do it?
And the
that
mission
last
scared
one.
me because I was afraid that seals
Oh,
would
that
be
one's a
out here.
freebie.
Yep.
You said it yourself.
No, stop that murder. You're distracting him.
Trying to sabotage the plane.
He done
He did it. He did it.
Yes.
Well done.
I mean, the good thing about doing it by yourself is you at least can
You
know
have
what
full
you've
control.
done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now let's
Alright.
just keep building. Yeah.
This Antarctic adventure ends with you in the air, finally calm, warm, and flying to safety. The landscape seems tranquil under the silent gaze of the moon, the gaze which shines through the airplane windows and finds you as well. You can't but wonder whether it can, or rather when will it, find the spirits of the temple too, which you never even saw. the
You're
temple.
like, what time? You don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I just reminisce from that temple.
You
I must go
you
back.
rescued 0 people,
Yep.
and you lost everyone else in your team as well.
What happened to the
There might be
pilots?
some questions raised.
Yeah.
What happened to the pilots?
They were killed by
The
other
wolves.
wolves.
I mean, how could we have
They
rescued
were
them?
defenseless.
One of us stayed. One of us stayed behind, maybe.
Yeah, I guess.
You wouldn't have wanted to do that. They're meant to die. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
There's no saving them. That's why you needed the
We
pilot
all
course.
should have at least done the pilot test, probably.
Maybe.
Not saved the pilots and
Well,
done the test. So
The
Yeah.
thing about that is each one of those is a pull, so
so
it
yeah.
evens out. If everyone did it, that would have been
Now I kind of want to watch The Gray.
I haven't seen that since
Yep.
the theater.
Stare right back at them.
Yeah, so that was that.
Nice.
I picked a pretty short one because I wasn't sure. It ended up being potentially too short since you didn't go to the temple.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you made us go there? I didn't know there was a temple.
Well, part of what the meteor.
Right.
I mean,
that was
we had
meteorologist.
coordinates. We had coordinates for the excavation.
Yeah,
site.
because
The
I'm sure that-
geologist.
what time did you guys actually get here? I got here a little before 2:30.
2.
So
We
If
just
you
hung
had-
out and did questionnaire.
If you had gone to the cabinet outside of the room that
Yeah.
you decided not
I
to,
might have eventually made it there. Yeah.
you would have found a photo of the geologist, and he knew more than he let on.
Yeah.
and I was the only
And
one.
if the
I worked for the employer before, but that never really came up.
yeah, the
though.
geologist was kind of important because he knew that this was not a rescue mission. The guy paying for this was paying to investigate this temple,
Yeah.
so he would have supposedly driven you towards it.
Oh,
My goodness.
which might have been safer for us
It
than.
was all a ruse.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
died for no one.
I technically knew some of that, but
We died nobly, fighting beasts.
The,
Thomas didn't die at all.
Huh.
Chemist who killed his
the
wife.
cabin in the woods scenario would have been very, very, very different.
Oh, really?
But I wasn't sure if we had enough people for it. I don't know.
Hmm. What does Dread go up to?
That's whatever you want.
Oh.
Usually 6 players is the max.
Yeah, I think if you have like 12 people, the opportunity for pulls.
Jenga.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually you'd
Well,
get
it's
it
like
on
any
the-
RPG.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
Because the setup keeps getting harder and harder. Like, those
Yeah.
12 just for setup.
Yeah.
Is that multiplied by number of dead?
At the
Three
start,
more
it's
each
3 for every player less than 5. So that was 3 at the start.
Okay.
And then it's 3 more for every death.
Okay. Easy.
So yeah, Thomas had to do the...
Me and Phil.
The 21 pull sequence.
Yep.
Steph.
21 pull salute.
Dead.
21 pulls. Oh my god, that doesn't sound good.
If you know what I
Alright.
Yeah.
That's That's it. That's
GG.
dredging it. Oh man, what was the point of that?
I thought there was another freebie.
Oh my god.
So one
this
more
table.
piece you would have had him, Adam. One
Yeah.
You
more.
crash in South America.
You lived, but
Well, he was flying for a while without a windshield.
It had to be reset up anyway.
Alright,
So.
time to build Stonehenge. So I swear to it. Oh man.
Yeah, I was only streaming for an hour and 35 minutes.
yeah.
That was really quick.
Because the questionnaire was like almost as long.
I thought it was going to take till 6.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's
That's
only
why.
only
That's
about
when
an
you.
hour and a half short.
It's hard to tell when you're just reading through the scenario.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, in this way, you probably could have done this on a Monday and you would have been fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You never know.
what
You never know.
And we. There you
Well,
go.
there's Stonehenge for you.